Hi, this is Kasian, and it's time for our weekly conference call at VectorspaceAI. We'll start with what's happening around the world. Millions are without power in Texas, the energy capital of the U.S. BTC has hit 50K for the first time, and congressional hearings begin this week in the U.S. for the GameStop debacle. We're going to continue to look out for the message of the markets, and this would be a signal that we can look at from global markets that will tell us how the vaccine rollout is going globally. So it's important for all of us to keep an eye on global markets, which represent the traditional markets and crypto markets. On the industry side, which includes Datasets, NLP, NLU, AI, ML, crypto, financial markets, and space biosciences. We'll start with Google. Google has decided to open source a trillion parameter language model, and that is in competition with OpenAI's GPT-3. On the crypto side, MasterCard and everyone else seems to be lined up to make crypto part of their offering, whether it's on their balance sheet or as a payment method of payment. And what we're noticing is that global markets, they're positioning in crypto, but they're primarily looking at Bitcoin. And right now, out on the fringes, there are a few beginning to look at other cryptos. So what we're keeping an eye on would be a wave of capital into not just BTC, but the crypto space as a whole, the crypto markets. Especially considering that Morgan Stanley is establishing a $150 billion investment arm for Bitcoin and crypto-related companies and positions. So there's lots of money on the sidelines, and we're getting word from private banking, a few contacts we have there, in relation to people storing their cash sitting on the sidelines, ready to be put to work, not just post-pandemic, but being continued to being put to work in the markets, both in the traditional and crypto. On the themes and events side, there was a 7.1 earthquake in Fukushima, Japan. We've been monitoring a basket of stocks related to that, and of course, weather-related baskets related to natural gas. And then we had someone come up with an idea for a basket related to biodegradable plastics based on a headline related to China's ban on disposable plastic bags. And there was another headline related to graphene, and we've been monitoring graphene baskets for quite some time now, but worth monitoring again as there have been new developments in the area of graphene recently. On the corp side, we've got new hires. We'll talk about it in a bit. We've got ongoing legal, and we've got everything else throttled with the exception of the FAQ and the community responsible for putting together the FAQ, the Vectorspace FAQ. This FAQ looks really nice, and our compliments to everyone involved in putting it together. It's now available on the site. On the engineering, product, and ops side, we've got data engineering focused on the VOP, the Vector Optimization Pipeline. And the purpose of that is, the end result here is to take a dataset order. If you'd like a dataset related to chocolate chip cookies and Teslas, you could go ahead and order that data set from us. We'd put together a list of data sources. We would put together a list of distance calculations and a list of language models, an ensemble, and go ahead and create a language model around that data source. And the result in the end of that pipeline would be a data set that you'd be able to correlate chocolate chip cookies to Teslas, or battery components for that matter. So the point is that you can correlate anything to anything, and ordering a correlation matrix data set for anything correlated to anything is what we want to offer and obviously that applies to all industries. We also have new hires, as I just mentioned. We have 3 new NLP engineers that we've hired. And that's for the data engineering team. And the data engineering channel, by the way, is VXV-Vector Ops. On the customers, partners, and collaborators side, we'll start with our highest priority, which is S&P Global. We had a meeting with them today, and that was over email. It wasn't a phone meeting. We exchanged a few emails with them today, and that was based on ordering new data sources from them related to contracts and agreements and conference call transcripts. And we're going to integrate those data sources into our data set, and that'll be part of our data set offering on the market intelligence side of S&P Global. And the S&P Crypto Index Group, this is what they are calling it. They have been made aware of us, and we are looking forward to meeting with them. We weren't able to meet with them over the past week, so we're assuming it's going to be the next week. Within the next few days, actually, at this point. On the Cloud Quant side, we had a conference call with them today, and they offered to provide a recommendation or vouch for us, as they themselves are a longtime S&P Global partner. We mentioned to them that we'll be talking to S&P's Crypto Index Group, and as customers of S&P and as revenue partners, we think we have a pretty good chance. But CloudQuant offered to go ahead and make another recommendation for us, so we're happy about that. They've been talking with BlackRock, JPM, and Kraken, and we've been talking with BlackRock through new data, and now BlackRock is talking to us through CloudQuant. That's just the way these things work on the data set side, on the data side as a whole. So again, BlackRock, JPM, and Kraken. Those are the 3 primary customers that CloudQuant is working with on our behalf. We're going to be offering the coronavirus and the GameStop datasets. That's what we talked with them about today. And they talked with us about offering dashboards into our datasets. They're going to be offering dashboards into any datasets, but they want to start with ours, meaning that a trader or anyone, an institution, can look at our data sets visually through a dashboard and understand which baskets are performing, their historical performance, real-time performance, whatever CloudQuant wants to put together. So we'll find out, but we'll be part of that offering. On the GNC side, the SAO delivery is scheduled for this week. Now, we've hired 3 new data engineers. A couple of them are in training, and we are ramping up in terms of allocating resources, engineering resources, to functional requirements. So we're going to spend a few more days onboarding these engineers so that we can ramp up properly with the GNC. All else is in process and in parity with engineering. On the sales and marketing side, we are throttled. Next, we've got questions from the trader base. The first question is, would establishing thematic baskets for NFTs also be something Vectorspace is looking at? This new asset class has all the hype recently. Cuban, okay. Thematic baskets are available for any publicly traded vehicle. The next question, does Vectorspace track itself with their NLP magic? Perhaps as part of some crypto basket. Well, we'll do better than that. VXV will be available as a component, as a crypto, in every basket and in every data set. Financially related tradable data set. The next question, could you explain why have you talked about the type of VXV in the following quote? VXV wallet enabled API based on the amount and type of VXV in a wallet. There is only one VXV token. What do you mean with type? Well, as explained on the channel, we are dealing with programmable money. We like programmable money. We like anything that you can program or engineer with software. And what that means is you can assign anything as an object. You can type a variable. You can assign something as an array. You can treat something as a class or anything. And that's the beauty of software engineering. An entire basket can be represented as a variable. An entire group of VXV can be represented as a variable or a different kind of object. Next question, is there definitely going to be an S&P announcement in February? No, there's not definitely going to be one in February. We are operating at the speed of S&P, and they've pushed it to March, so CloudQuant will step in terms of PR. S&P Global is publicly committed to release the S&P Crypto Index before March 31st, so we'll see where this goes. A lot of this is touch and go as the industry shapes up, and these large companies reposition themselves almost on a daily basis. But we're working closely in lockstep with S&P at their speed. The next question, would you mind giving us an update on GNC? Please tell us more about your partnership. When we complete the SOW and have that delivered, which will be in our update next Monday, we'll have it delivered and we'll provide you with an update on the details within the SOW, the statement of work. It's going to relate to initially product recommendations, and our long-term target will be precision medicine and nutrigenomics, and that will be of course related to work we'll be doing with Azure Space. Next question is, how many team members does VectorSpaceAI have? Are you hiring more people? What's the status on funding from big investors? How many team members? Well, we've got 14. And are you hiring more people? Yes, we are. And what's the status on funding from big investors? We'll let you know after S&P Global PRs and GNC PRs. The next question, is VXV already used by the partners of VectorspaceAI? Yes. Next question, what happens to the first revenue of VXV? Buybacks? Yes. Next, we'll move to exchanges. We've got CloudQuant. We have CloudQuant and the S&P Crypto Index. The reason I have that here is because CloudQuant is talking with Kraken related to our data sets. Kraken is doing a form of due diligence on us. And S&P Global and CloudQuant, the S&P Global Crypto Index group, if we qualify to list within the to be included within the S&P Crypto Index, we will simply have S&P contact Kraken and ask them if there's any holdups. And after the S&P Crypto Index inclusion and after S&P PR, we will approach other exchanges, or they'll approach us. On the IR, PR, and Marcom side, so we have a CloudQuant PR scheduled before the end of February. So we can look forward to that. It's going to be related to the GameStop dataset and the coronavirus dataset. We might have a visualization from ChartFlow in there. We talked about this in the past, ChartFlow's coronavirus visualization. We want to couple that with the GameStop visualization. There's no way that we can just walk around with a coronavirus thematic basket and visualization without the GameStop visualization, especially based on the fact that a lot of coronavirus plays have been played out. And since we're still on the IR, PR, and Marcom side, once again, the S&P Crypto Index, our inclusion in there would represent a 24/7 PR. That's how important that is. That's why we're focused on it. On the strategy side, we just have a note here related to any blocks that get sold or cross the order book. When we cut a deal with a partner or a customer or anyone outside of our core team that does not have a vesting schedule associated, they are free to operate as anyone in the world in a global free market capital marketplace. That is the crypto markets. Because it's a free market, anyone can buy or sell at any time. So you can expect that to happen. This is all part of the organic liquidity process. And by not locking shares up, by not locking tokens up, we limit sell pressure that way. You don't want groups out there locked up and then look at what's happening to Palantir. They're unlocking tomorrow, I think it is, and there's an immense amount of sell pressure. So it is a free and open marketplace. So we encourage anyone, if they want to sell, please do. We'll scoop it up on the cheap, and we'll see you a little later, a little higher. It also provides liquidity, and anything that you see, any blocks that go across, we're usually aware of what's happening, and it is happening exactly as planned. So not to be concerned. So we're going to maintain our focus here on S&P and the two-pronged approach with them, the market intelligence and dataset showcasing, and the crypto index inclusion, and GNC, and our unique relationship with Cloud Quant and their 400,000 customers. Meanwhile, it would be important to take a look at MicroStrategy's NAV calcs, their net asset value calculations, and how they correlate and affect the price of their stock. And their ROIC, their return on invested capital. This connects to a long-term strategy that we have related to interest VectorspaceAI will hold in other data and cryptos within different industries and verticals. This has been a pre-recorded call. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you online.